Guys, let's make some egg rolls. I'm making them vegetarian, but you can do them with meat. So I'm making these for me. So I'm going to add some sesame seed oil, a couple, 3 tablespoons. I'm going to add 1 pound bag of Morningstar cookies. You just remember you're going to, I will not have to drain the oil off, but you will have to with the beef. So we're going to fry this until it is done and crisped up before we go on to the next step. Okay, our meat is been done long enough. It's starting to crisp up. You can also, as my husband reminded me, use ground pork or ground chicken. He feels like pork's your best choice, but you can use any of them. So now we're going to add 5 ounces of chopped up shiitake mushrooms. This is not exactly a recipe, so just so you know. It's my recipe, so do what you want. You're supposed to add 1 clove of garlic. I'm trying to use up this thing, I paste garlic that I got, which I'm not real fond of keeping, but so I'm going to squeeze some in. And I'm going to squeeze a little bit of ginger in, give it a little bit of extra flavor. And this is going to take a hot minute to cook down. Once this cooks down, I have some green onions we're going to add into it, and then I'm going to add some watercress chestnuts, 5-ounce can, and then we'll use half a package of the angel hair rice noodles. And you boil those according to directions. Now these egg rolls, once you do make them and deep fry them, you can put them in the freezer and freeze them and pop them out and put them in your air fryer or in the microwave. And use the package of coleslaw mix, which is just cabbage and carrots. It does not call for the mushrooms or the water chestnuts or the green onions, or the ginger, but like I said, I modify it. This is your egg roll, guys. Do it how you want. Put what you like in it. It doesn't have to have crap in it that you don't like. Life's too short. You're going to kick yourself when you see how easy it is to make. Okay, we're going to add our onions and our pressed chestnuts. I just kind of chopped them up a little, roughly. That is smelling heavenly, guys. Once again, I wish you had Scratch and Snuff videos, but we don't. Okay, now we're going to add our noodles in. I want to cut them up with my... Take your scissors and cut your noodles up so they're not so big and long, so that they will mix in better with your ingredients. Because trust me, these are long. Okay, so 2 spoons and toss it all together. Okay, now it's ready to stuff. So make sure your noodles are all incorporated evenly. You don't want any big clumps of noodles. And there is our filling. So we're going to turn this off, set this to the side. Here is my egg roll wrappers. Take them all out. There you go. Okay, so you're going to turn them so they're like this, right? You see that? Okay, because you want your longest side here. You're going to take some of the ingredients, about a tablespoonful, a little more maybe, and then you're going to fold, 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 water, roll, and there you go. There's an egg roll. Put it seam side down. Now, I feel like I can put more in this than that. So, let me a little more. So, bottom corner up, side corner over, other side corner over, and roll. Tuck and roll. There you go. That's all there is to it. Okay, guys. All of our egg rolls made. I made about 30 of them. I have some leftover wonton wrappers from the 2 packages I have. So I'm going to cut these into strip and I'll deep fry them. And then we can put them on top of our lo mein for a crunch factor. Or if we had soup, you could put them on that. So you just basically cut them in strips. And I put parchment paper between my layers. So this is my little chunks that I'm going to deep fry to have a little crispy. And so this is where we're at, and we'll come back in a little while and fry them and make the sauce. I forgot to tell you, the cost to make these, all of this stuff is about $15 for 30 egg rolls. When you buy 4 egg rolls at the store, it's almost 10. So do the math. It's a lot cheaper to make them yourself, and they're a lot tastier. Also, I forgot to tell you guys, I put a pinch of salt, pinch of pepper. If you use real meat, you're going to want to use probably, I would say, about 1/4 of a teaspoon, half teaspoon of salt or fish sauce, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Or you can put less. So I just put a pinch of everything in mine because the veggie meat has a lot of salt and stuff in it, so I didn't want that much in it. Alrighty, let's get these guys fried up in our deep fryer. Put them in there. Don't put them too close to each other when you cook them. They don't take a long time. You just want to crisp them up. Remember, everything's done in them except the shell. So I like to leave the lid off so I can watch them, show you, so I can see when I need to turn them over. Hold on. How they're cooking in there. So you have to turn them over about halfway through so they get crisp on both sides. Okay, they're getting golden, so I'm going to turn them over. You kind of have to hold them that way until they stay, because they like to flip back over. And you want to get both sides nice and golden, kind of bubbly. Keep them. Keep your tongue in there, keep them turned over until they stay, and then you move on to another one. Takes a hot minute. Okay, I have my oil at 375, so it's nice and hot. So because I don't want them to get too greasy. I mean, let's be real, egg rolls are greasy, but you know, let's minimalize it. Okay, looks like they're done. I'm gonna lift this out, let them drain. Then when I pick them up and let them drain like this into the oil so I can get as much oil out as I can. Put them in here. I'll put them in the oven to keep them warm until we eat. They should stay nice and crispy that way. You can put about 5 or 6 in at a time into your plate. You can do these in a skillet. You just need to put plenty of oil so they can go down in and merge. And you need to heat your oil up. I'm using a mixture of peanut and vegetable oil, but you can use any extra you want. So I'm going to put these in the oven to stay warm. 40 degrees should keep them nice and hot so they don't get soggy or cold. Nobody wants cold food. When we finish this, then we'll go ahead and make our sweet and sour sauce, which I'm going to double it. But a single batch has sugar, water, vinegar, salt, and ketchup. So you can get those items together so you'll be ready to make them if you want. Just add some water to it to thin it and a little cornstarch to thicken it more. And you can use it on your sweet and sour chicken. Okay, let's finish off the last of the egg rolls. And then we'll fry the little crude things and we'll be done. Like I said, if they spring a leak, put the side that are open up so it doesn't go all over in your oil, guys. And then make sure you drain them well before you take them out. Okay, so that's all of our egg rolls. We're going to throw our cut up egg roll wonton wrappers into our basket, and we're going to fry them until crispy. It just takes a hot minute. I'll show you guys how this looks. Okay, see? Look how it looks when it's frying. They're frying up. See? Ooh, my phone's getting all... See how they're all puffing up, and you want to cook them until they're golden. Okay, we got a bowl here. We're going to put them in. I'll put some paper towel on the bottom so that the oil can drain off of them once they get all browned up. Okay, these are all nice and browned up. Let them drain off. Put them in your bowl. Don't knock them back down with the oil. Okay, as my husband would like to say, let's make this saucy. We're going to make some sweet and sour sauce. We're going to double the recipe. 2 cups of sugar. This is really easy because you can just throw everything into the thing. 1/2 cup of vinegar, white vinegar. I'm sure you could probably use Asian vinegar, but I don't know. I've never used it before. I've always used the white vinegar. 1 cup of water. Okay, and we need a teaspoon of salt. Remember, this is a double batch, so you cut it in half for a single batch. I will put the recipe up for single batch. 6 tablespoons of ketchup. We're going to use our measure all because this is the easiest way. And then you just need a whisk. And you turn it on medium. That is all the ingredients is in sweet and sour sauce, guys. It really isn't. This is so much better. Like my daughter, she just came in from work and she was like, please tell me you made sweet and sour. And I said, I am going to. So you're going to whisk it until it dissolves, about 3 minutes. If you want it thicker for sweet and sour, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to a 1/4 cup of water for 1 batch, not a double batch. If it's double, you need to double that. And let me tell you guys, you'll be so happy that you made this because, as my family says, beats La Choy all the way to hell. So, now, if you can beat a name brand all the way to hell, you should do it. I'm sure there's a more traditional method of making sweet and sour, but this one is really good, and there's really no reason to make myself go through torture to make something else. Sometimes shortcuts are okay. I feel like this is an okay shortcut. Now, I like to cook it for just a little bit. I probably will go ahead and thicken this with a 1/4 cup of water and some cornstarch. I'm not going to double it when it's that thick. When it starts to thicken, it will turn a slight different color when it is done.